Betrayal birthed a vengeful king, forged in the crucible of strife. Two realms intertwine. Amidst the clash of Cymric and Saxon, a new power arises. A scion of ancient bloodlines, wielding destiny's blade. From the ashes of betrayal, a true heir emerges, resolute and cunning. Where honor meets conquest, Britannia's fate hangs in the balance. Embrace the legacy of a destined ruler. The Saxon miniseries.
All right, and we're live. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and dive in here. Let's get into some gaming stuff because we're gonna need to know how to book some games. All right, here we go. This is kind of a makeshift one. I don't have anything set up for Continent 2 Project Aurora yet, so excuse the very basic background and such. We're going to go ahead and take a look today at
Guards,
how... Oh,
knights,
welcome.
squires, prepare for battle.
So we're going to take a look at the Trello, which is where we currently book our activities for Continent 2. A lot of this was heavily borrowed off Continent 1, though we did decide as a DM staff to kind of put a twist on it that we thought would be really fun. So let's go over it at a very high level. Oh, Insomnia Night. Great to see you. I just missed that. Let's see. All right. So this is for our West Marches game in Continent 2 of Project Aurora. Sensei Suplex's Project Aurora. We're going to start by kind of breaking down how games are booked and how this is going to work. So it's worth noting that the keys here with booking West Marches, if you've never played West Marches before, is that the sessions aren't exactly scheduled per se. A lot of the time it's the players trying to rally together a specific time for a specific event. And then once they have a good player commitment, they find a mutual time amongst those players, and then they make sure that time works for a DM. And so we have all the tools possible in Trello to make that happen, and we'll go over that right now. All right, so this we'll go over later. We'll start with the guild board, and chasing rumors, because that's effectively where a lot of this will get done. So we'll use investigation on the Astral Beach, or investigation and Astral breach, not beach. So a wizard by the name of Thaddeus Emberwind has recently found a breach to the Astral Vale outside of town, looking for a party of willing adventurers to go travel, escort, and help them in the study of the breach. Okay, so effectively, you can see here that there's a number of items. These don't autofill, so we have two jobs here when we're doing this work. If you're interested in something, you want to make sure you come down and you modify this stuff directly. So you're going to keep showing the seats. So remaining seats, this is 5 of 6. Let's say there were 2 people, this would be 4 of 6. the players. We want to actually name the players. So it's great that someone's figured out how to add themselves as a member. You can just basically join. Show you how to join and then I'll unjoin. Actually, don't know how to unjoin easily. Let me see. There we go. I unjoined myself. So effectively, you want to come in here if you're interested. You want to join it. You want to use this activity or our Project Aurora Continent 2 players section to basically just socialize with those interested, kind of rally around what you're aiming to do, get a general concept of what this is all about and what you're interested in. And then you're going to update or populate these items here. You'll note that this label currently is looking for players and DMs. That's because there isn't a DM assigned to it right now, and the players are under the quota of 6. So once there's no remaining seats, you can go in and say get rid of that and just say looking for DM only. Or in the case of, let's say the DM was filled, you'd want to do that, looking for players only. But we're looking for both. And then finally there's filled, which would be this one's good to go. But we're going to go looking for players and DMs. Let's see here. So let me talk a little bit about what this grouping is. So the guild job board. So there's actually the guild inside of Altage. And so this is kind of a bit like a roleplay board. So, you know, in the standard JRPG or RPG, there's the tavern with, or the guild hall with the bounty board. It's exactly that. They'll actually be posted for your characters to see. So we represent that by the DMs actually generating these. It's possible later on that players may want to pass off stuff by formalizing them with the guild board. I think they would have to actually fund the expedition then, so it would be like they would be handing out the reward, but I think we're far away from that, so won't worry about that. These will be all player oriented for now, booked by the DM. So this is just ideas. So these are some starting launching points. And we'll probably refresh these every few weeks to a month with new ones, much like a bounty board in an RPG video game. We also have chasing rumors. So this will be done, the starting point for this will be done at first in Discord. We listed some starting rumors, and then there will be plot seeds and various rumors that you encounter. Chasing rumors is effectively taking something that wasn't formally booked by the guild board, and what you're gonna end up doing is going in and populating this with your own idea. So it's like, how do I do that? Let's start with that. How do I create a chasing rumors card? So let's just use an example here. We're going to use like Monty Python or something. Create a card. Let's call this the Holy Hand Grenade. So now you'll see down here, Holy Hand Grenade's been created. We're gonna put myself. All right, so joke example, just so people don't actually add themselves. We're gonna get rid of the template because it's no longer a template now that you have an actual one, and we're gonna start by looking for players and DMs. We're gonna call this one description. Some players have heard about the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch? I don't know how to spell that anymore. I should know how to spell that. I just don't. because it will bug me if I don't look it up. There we go. From Tim. So now we're gonna go ahead and start with. Oh, I'm not showing that part well. Let me raise this up a little bit. Some players have heard about the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch from Tim, from the Wise Hermit. Tim. Some call it Tim. There we go. Now it's accurate. All right, so that's the general description of what's going on. There is no wait list yet, so that would be where players go if the game gets filled with the players, which I think we list 5 per session. So it's like 4 and then +1 if it fully fills. If someone bails, then we still have enough to count it. We always want 4 or more players. It's the only way we can justify doing it in running the session. So it's possible a session will actually be canceled if you get less than 4. So you want to try and be an active recruiter here when you create your own. So we can say 6 of 6, or 5 of 5 rather. There we go. So that is a full card. You can do fun stuff, like you can add like a cover photo. Now I have to do that because we're talking about the Holy Hand Grenade. Let's see if I can get this. Oh no. Let's do that. Okay. What a waste, right? I get caught up on silly stuff. Let's try this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and you know what? That's not important. We're gonna move on, unless this is it. Well, you can change the colors and stuff here. You set the size. There we go. So we see the Holy Hand Grenade is in fact present. So that's now going to show up here. They love to do this in Continent 1, so I thought I'd show it off. Now let's say I wanted to DM this. Go down here, set it to looking for players only, and then we would note that I'm the active DM. How do we note that? Well, first and foremost, I would join. Then down here, I actually have to say my name, so that people know who's involved. And if you have your Discord number still, please do that. I think they're converting away from the Discord number, but we need to know who you are, and the board doesn't tell us who you are. So you have to actually put your Discord name so we know how to contact you. We know who's missing. That follows you through the rest of like your identity, right? For us in Project Aurora. And yeah, that is about it. Let's say we had 2 players, player 1 and player 2. And then we had a bunch of examples. Let's say that went up to player 3, player 4, player 5. So we're going to show it filled now. So now that that's there, okay, we're good enough. We're happy with that. We're going to go ahead and fill this. That means it's no longer there. We've agreed to a date and time, so we're gonna go to. Forgive me, it takes me a few minutes to find some of these dates, and then we're gonna say this is Wednesday, and this converts to like your local time zone. So let's say we agreed to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, my time, which would be 7 Eastern for everyone else, and set the due date as a reminder. And there we go. We have completed the card. Now, let's say that the card doesn't actually happen. Two people bail last minute or no show. Um, or the GM cancels. Um, what we'd actually do is not mark it complete. We're going to let that due date expire, and we're actually going to throw this one then over into the unfilled. This is important because we want to track when we're not actually pulling off a session. Even if it gets rebooked, we still want that original session and its original date booked, and then you can create a copy of it to book your next session if you want. Now let's go back and say that it actually was filled. Typically the DMs will do these moves anyways, but we move it over here and that's done. Easy peasy. Okay. All right, so that is about it. Now let's talk about the traditional campaign. If you aren't part of the traditional campaign yet, you either couldn't and you're interested in it. I either don't know that you're interested in it, or your timeline didn't fit the Wednesday time slot that we agreed to. So I'll be launching the uh, Shadows over Oasis starting session 0 this week, which I probably will record and likely will stream, but it's just session 0. The traditional campaign is a weekly campaign. Though I'm the continent lead for Continent 2, I won't typically be running the West Marches sessions. They'll be run by the excellent team we've put together. So you'll see the others hosting and running a lot of these. I'll still be involved from our weekly meetings that we have, so I'll still be well aware of what's going on. And we're going to commit to much better lore keeping than we had in the past. That should be everything. So yeah, go ahead and fill your boots with chasing rumors based off those starting rumors, and pay attention to clues and plot seeds that come up in the middle of sessions. There might be a map of something, or a compass, or rumors of something happening far away. Those can all be things that you set out and you explore. The more info you have, the better. Like, you do need some kind of general plan about what your session's going to be about. But the DM who's taking it on will work with you to make sure that happens. Now, that is pretty much everything I have. I might have a couple of people here from Project Aurora Continent 2, so I will answer a couple of questions. If there are any, feel free to type them out in chat, and I'll get to them. Let's give it a second. I don't see anyone typing, but we'll still give it a minute. I'll fill a little bit of news here. So if you're interested in watching Shadows over Oasis, you can watch that on Wednesdays. I think the time we agreed to is 6 p.m. Yeah. So feel free to chime in and watch that if you have nothing else going on. If you're interested in wanting to know more about Project Aurora, it is an MMO professional Dungeon Master experience, or Dungeons and Dragons experience. There are effectively 4 continents currently, filled with over 100 players, teams of DMs working together with 4 different continent leads, and a structure that leads all the way up to the originator of the continent, which is Sensei Suplex, who is an active streamer on here if you're interested in seeing what it's all about. There are other Project Aurora streamers out there, so keep an eye on them. The Discord is welcomed by anyone can join the Discord, but the actual Project Aurora is a paid experience. There are sometimes some free or guest games, or at least there were in the past. But yeah, that's the long short of it. I see that we have no questions coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream here. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm taking a little bit of a break from streaming. That's why you haven't seen me. Just ended where I was in Pendragon just before June effectively hit. So now, over the last month, I took a break. We'll be launching into some mini sort of filler series, not filler series, series in between the next chapter of Pendragon and this existing one. That is what that Saxon mini series that was mentioned and previewed at the beginning of this. You can go back and watch the VOD if you don't know what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.